Hi everybody, Allie here with ABC Bead Supply, and I'm here today to share with you a look at our newest 8mm acrylic bead styles. We have, I believe it's a total of close to 40 new 8mm beads listed across these three styles. So all of these have mixed lots like you see here, which is an assortment of all the colors within that style. So we have mixes, but then we also have each color individually. So you can get a package of red, you can get a package of white, etc. for all of these. So I'm going to show you putting these bead styles to use. We have some projects for you here featuring other elements from our Easter and Faith collection as well. With Easter coming up in April. It's been later this year, so you've had a lot more time to be able to design for it, which is always fun. So we've got some fun designs there as well. On our website blog, so abcbeadsupply.com, the blog is one of the first things on the site. We have a post that has photos of each of the featured projects that you'll see here, along with clickable supply list links so that you can click right on them and shop to duplicate these designs with ease. So we carry everything that you see here, and it's just a one click add to cart for the supplies needed for each of these projects, so that you can duplicate any of these designs. Okay, so let's get started by showing you the square beads. The square beads are definitely my favorite. It's hard to say that the super glitter isn't my favorite because they're just gorgeous, but these cubes are going to be the most used. I can guarantee you I'm going to be using these the most in my designing. What they really do, so first off, they're the largest whole 8mm we've ever had, that we've ever seen manufactured. So they fit on all of your rods easily, beadable rods. So that's a great perk. But the thing that's really nice about it is so many times when I'm beading on a rod, I need a small bead. 8mm is a great size for when you just need a little bit of something to add to your rod for, you don't want it to be too big, but you just have a little bit more space to fill. It's a great size for that in general, but what I really love about these squares is the texture and the dimension that it adds to your project, breaking away from just everything being circular. I absolutely love it. It adds a great touch. So 8mm squares, big thumbs up from me. Definitely going to be my most used of the new 8mm beads. So here we have shown it on a pen. This is one of our newest silicone focal beads that we have included in the, we've added it to the Faith and Easter collection. I don't know if you can see in the video, but the silicone is a glitter silicone, so it's really pretty. So there's a design idea for you with that. We also have added the 8mm square to the straw charm. So same bead. Hot pink is also going to be a big used bead from that collection, I can tell. Next up we have, these are bracelets for tumblers. You could make them smaller for your actual wrist. They're basically just an oversized bracelet. And let me show you. So these are the champagne super glitter beads, which I put on this, and I don't know if that's picking up good on the video, but these have more sparkle than any glitter bead we've previously carried. They're absolutely stunning, and they don't come in the larger sizes, so enjoy them in the 8mm. They do not come in the 20, which is a shame because they're just gorgeous. We have other glitter beads that are similar in the 20, but nothing that's quite as heavy on the glitter as these. And then here is a look at all of those colors. There's just some really nice, subtle, subdued, they're more subdued colors. So these, you just take your tumbler and you need a silicone boot. We carry these translucent boots on the website, again, over at abcbeadsupply.com. And the translucent's nice because it's just gonna match whatever accents you're putting on here. You don't have to worry about coordinating. It's just gonna blend in with everything. So these just slide right on up and over, and that boot acts as a catch to keep those on. So if this boot wasn't on there, they'd fall right off. There's no keeping them on. So you need the silicone boot, and then you can just put on one if you want, or you can put on a set. So I like doing a set of 3. One that's really decorative and has a charm and an assortment of beads, and then 2 solid strands that just pull out and coordinate with some of the beads that are on there. So that's how that looks. And we filmed a very detailed video on how to size these and make these back around the holidays. I will link that original video in the blog post for this so that you can get a more in-depth tutorial on making these if you need it. But just think oversized bracelets. So those are super cute. And again, that's the champagne. Okay, then last but not least, we have the straw charm. And this incorporates the square, but also this is a cosmic glitter, which has been, we've had that. That's definitely a bestseller. The other new one is the lilac iridescent. These iridescent beads are just a great staple. The iridescent beads in the solid beads in the 8 millimeters are slightly different. Some of them, not all, but some of the dialettes are slightly different than the 12 and the 20. So some are the same. You got your black, you got your white, you got your pistachio. But then, for example, like this is named Aqua in the 8 millimeter. It's the closest to Robin Egg in the 12 and the 12 and the 20, but it's just a little bit of a different color. So that's going to be the case on several colors. We've just named this coral instead of bright coral because, again, the dialite is a little bit different than in the other larger sizes. So that's just something to be aware of, is that they're not going to be an exact matchup between these and the 12 and the 20. They're a different manufactured bead, believe it or not. So I'm going to show you a tutorial on this one. So the other 2, I'm going to direct you to tutorials for them on the blog for sake of time, and then this I'm going to show you. So these straw attachments, I'm really excited about this. This is a newer product, just a couple weeks ago. We got them in. Our manufacturer who does all of our custom printing for our acrylic flatbacks has cut these for us, and they're just a perfect fit to slide right onto your straw, and then they hang, and they just have a really sweet look. We've previously shown a lot of tutorials on using these chains to wrap around the handle and to hang this way on your cup, and that's definitely an option. I can link that tutorial in the blog post as well, so that if you want to change up the style of how this is being made, you can. This portion of it right here is the same. We're just mounting it a little bit differently. So you're going to take one of the eye pins, and we're going to add the 8 millimeter beads. So we've got that lilac iridescent, the hot pink square, and the turquoise cosmic glitter. And then you need a pair of side cutters, and you're going to trim just about you want it to be about a thumbnail's length of that wire. So we're just trimming a tiny bit off the end. All of these tools are also available on our website. They'll be linked in the blog post. You'll flatten that out with needle nose pliers to a 90-degree angle. And then you'll take a pair of round nose pliers and loop the end of that wire around. And before you close that, you're going to slip the charm right onto the wire. I may have closed it up a little too far. Open it up a little bit more. Slide that charm right onto the wire, and then we'll finish closing and looping all the way. Isn't that the cutest? I love this little Easter basket charm. It's again in our Easter collection, all these projects. This little bunny also in our Easter and Faith collection. That little pearl butt is just the cutest, right? So a couple of really fun enamel charms for Easter this year. So then what's really cool here is that this piece you can actually move and make interchangeable with how we're making this attachment. So we're going to set that aside. This is the chain, and so if you were making the old style that we showed was wrapping the chain around and clipping it and hanging it this way with the charm. And again, you can refer to the blog older archived photo videos for a tutorial on that. For this one, we're actually going to shorten it. So you can get 2 of these out of a chain if you wanted to. We're going to just open this link. Close it back up. And then we're using the end that has the lobster clasp on it, and then the other end is going to have a 6mm jump ring, and we're just going to take that off to reuse that as well. And we're going to add that to the final link on here. So we're just making that chain shorter. We're taking some links out, but we're keeping the lobster clasp and the 6mm jump ring. We do carry 6mm jump rings by themselves as well as lobster clasps by themselves. So you could buy those and add them to the ends of your other piece to get more out of a length of that that chain. Okay, so this is the piece that we have, and then we're going to just take this 6mm jump ring, and we are going to attach that to our straw adapter. Close that back up. So this piece, you can clip and unclip as many of these little charm accents as you want. So you can have that for Easter, and then we can take that off, and you can add another one on for Memorial Day, and so on and so forth. You can just have so much fun creating different little charms for these. Now, you don't have to do it that way if you want them to be more permanent. I made this chain longer than that one, so you can also, you've got a lot of wiggle room too with how long you make these if you want them to lay differently. You could make them permanent. You could just use the chain without the lobster clasp and have it be a permanent bond if you want to just have this be the thing that goes on and off. But this is just another fun option. I thought I'd show you that you can just clip this part and only replace that if you wanted. So lots of different ways that you can make these and play with the chains. And again, if you go to the blog over at abcbeadsupply.com, you're going to be able to find a lot of past posts that have some different types of tutorials that you can translate with these new 8mm beads and the new charms that we have in. So the charms and whatnot that we've previously shown may no longer be available because we keep the charms pretty seasonally. But you can take the design ideas, the styling ideas for those with how to create them and implement the newer stuff. So again, that's all over at abcbeadsupply.com, along with photos of each of these projects and clickable supply list links so that you can duplicate them all on your own.